Hello, guys. It's me, Pottery Demon. As you can see, we're in Minecraft today, and I'm gonna make a few more pots. It's really late at night, so I'm probably playing the music a little bit too loud, and I shouldn't talk that loud. But I just gotta make sure I get my 3 pots done every day. Right now, it's like 10:30, so I probably won't be done editing until like 3. But that's okay. Today I had a pretty good day. With all my work stuff, I can talk about that a little bit later. But for now, let's just enjoy some of the music of Minecraft and throw some pots. I'll see you guys over there in a second. You can see me on my GoPro camera. Alright. I feel like that's the way I should do it. So you guys can sort of see me through these in between times a little bit more. Right there on the thing. There we are. Okay. Sweet. Head cam. Let's get head cam 2 on. There we go. Do we like how this... Well, we're gonna keep that. That's the failure from yesterday. We'll save that one for a different time. Probably would be able to be wedged up, but I'm gonna be a little bit expedient with my throwing today. Here's the wire tool. Okay, what the heck? Here you go, the wire tool down this way. One pal here does not get saved. Maybe this last one. Here, this one seems like it's the smallest. That'll go back in the bag. Alrighty. Just a quick little wedge on this, guys. I gotta really take better care of my hands. They're just so dry, y'all. I feel like they're kinda, I'm using them a little bit too much. I gotta start doing my moisturizer and lotion and stuff, but sometimes I don't know if y'all have a hard time. I have a hard time trying to take care of myself when I have stuff that I find is more important than that. And so ceramics is one of those things. Yeah. Anyway, there we go. Pushing this down, going up. And I'm gonna probably not talk as much actually today, and I'll just focus on the throwing. But first, get that hand underneath. Pull that up. Here we go. This clay's pretty soft. Go down to the bottom there. Take that up again. One hand, run along the surface there. A little bit of water. Centered. Open this clay up. What the heck is that? There's a chunk in here that's as hard as a stone. Oh, I'm definitely gonna feel that on the wall, I think. Dang. Okay. Anyway, here we are. It'll be okay. What is that? That's so annoying. Alright. think when I was wedging, maybe I got some hard little stones in here. Some hard clay. It's really stiff though, guys. Sorry, my talking kind of went numb there as soon as I encountered these. Yeah, I don't know. This just feels way off. This feels so different from everything else. Yeah, well, I gotta be a little bit better about the thickness on the bottom anyway. So maybe. Alright. Well, now since we messed it up, where is this bump? Okay. You gotta go turn down a little bit there, buddy. Oh man, I can't even tell where it's at. I feel like I'm gonna go insane. Well, whatever. So we got one failure already. That's a terrible way to start a late night. Alright, there's another 10 minutes wasted. This is why on these days, if I don't get my throwing done in the morning, I kind of screw myself up, I feel like, for the rest of the day. Alright, I'm going to spend some more time on the centering part there, just because that was a little bit of a struggle to deal with the throwing. I think I probably could have found that out if I would have centered up and down a few more times. I would have felt that spot. Okay. Okay, you're gonna come down then. We'll get you down here. Take that side down. Up and down and up and down. Open that clay. Scratch along that bottom. Remember, you're cutting that bottom layer. That's really what you're doing on that. Smooth that bottom out. Get ready for your first pull here. A lot of it is what your thumb's doing here. This other hand is just kind of its little buddy that's just chilling out. Down to the bottom of the pot. Take that clay all the way up the pots. Every single one I throw, I don't know. My memory sucks so bad. It's kind of sad. There we go. There we go, guys. Closing this up. There we go. Down to the bottom again. Oh, that's what we needed there, guys. Sometimes I forget to breathe when I'm on the wheel throwing. I think really this next week I should try to do the streaming thing, guys. You are pushing some of this clay down. I think if I did the streaming thing, I would need a couple hours though, because I feel like very quickly. Oh, I did it again where I left this camera on. I'm so dumb. I gotta get better at that, guys. Oh, wait a second. Oh no, okay. Sorry, I gotta turn that off. My bad, guys. Sorry for interrupting the poll. It's like one of those things that just has to be done. Okay, so we are at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like that's, dude, I just realized this kind of looks like the trees in the background of this video. Wait, can you guys see the Minecraft trees? Obviously it's not a block, but I think just seeing the trees next to the ones in the game, kind of cool. But today I have my morning class. This is like the most clay-filled day I have. I have my morning class from 9 to 12. Then from 12 to 1, I have to make sure I eat and get to I have to drive to another place from the second place I go to today. And, you know, it's just kind of it's not a short drive. And so usually I don't have enough time to eat. But today I just like made some like ramen. I ran home quick, made ramen. Again, that's what I ate. And then from 1 to like 4, right? I have a class. It's just essentially just an open studio, and so I help people out quite a lot. Like if they have questions, I don't mind, doing that and helping people out, and I get to have my hands on clay and I get to help them with things. Somebody got me a Valentine's Day. I was talking about how I don't get to eat a lot on my Wednesdays, and so then they also overheard me talking about croissants and how I've been recently liking croissants. And they got me some croissants for Valentine's Day. It was just such a beautiful moment for me. I don't know, I felt like a surprise for a second, so I think I gotta make that woman some cups or something. I gotta do something nice for her. And then after that, though, at 4:30, I have a kids class, and these kids are so awesome. They just love making and talking, and we were talking about our favorite colors. They kept having me guess their favorite colors and stuff. I was kind of interested on how much they want me to try to figure things out about them. They're like, guess this, guess that, guess my favorite blank. So it's just kind of a cool little moment I had with them. I got really tired though because I didn't go to bed till like 2:30, 3 last night, and so I was pretty tired and I yawned, and they all made sure that I knew that I yawned. I was just laughing at that a little bit. I was like, oh man, these kids are so observant. Here's the pot, by the way, guys. These kids are so observant. I gotta make sure I don't yawn in front of them. I don't want them to think that I think what they're saying is boring. And also, it's like, if you're a teacher, you shouldn't be yawning. I feel like that's kind of not responsible. Um, but then after that, so after 4, or that goes till 6, right? And then at 6:30 till 9:30, I have like another class, and uh, they're kind of like in their early. A lot of them are in their early, like 30s, you know, and they really enjoy just making and talking with each other, and you know, they don't really need me for a whole lot, and I don't think they want me to like direct them around too much, you know. Although I get excited when they ask me for direction, you know, because that's like why I'm there in the first place. But they like to just like hang out and talk with each other, and they have a really great time. They usually stay a little bit later, which I don't mind. It's like okay, like 15 to 30 minutes later, like who cares? It's fine. Um, so I didn't end up leaving until 10, like 10:10, because I still have to clean up a little bit after they leave, and I just gotta make sure everything's turned off, locked, and sometimes I forget about something last second, and I'm like, oh no, dang, I forgot, and so I have to do all that then. Then I leave, and I don't get back until like, I don't know, 10:30, sometime around then. So I just got back, I think it was 10:30, I don't know what time it is now actually. But that's my day, and I come back home, and then you know what I do is I get here, my skin is just screaming for moisturizer, yeah. But I get here and I start doing all my ceramic stuff, and then I have to edit. You know, I haven't even eaten dinner, so it's like probably eat some of that croissant, you know. That I got from that lady. That was really a nice gift. And then, you know, I still have to take a shower. I have to make sure I brush my hair. That's something that happened yesterday. I was taking a shower, and I was just like shampooing my hair, and then all of a sudden I realized, like, it felt like there was like an animal in my hair. There was like a hamster or something. It was like a giant ball of like felt. And then I realized later on, because it was my hair, right? And just like totally tangled up. It looked like felt, right? And I guess it was kind of like the start of like a dreadlock, right? Like one big dread. It was so crazy. And so I realized I have to do a better job of brushing my hair. And so that's why like I sacrificed quite a bit of uh, my body for the ceramic stuff. You know, I should be like prepping to go to sleep now, um, but I'm like just getting dirty. You know, so I feel like I'm kind of hard on my body these days, but it's also good. You want to be a little bit hard on your body, so he knows that you're in charge. You know, that your body will just listen to you. I think that's an important thing. Like even if you're tired, you still do something. And you know, there's a saying, you know, you want to do the work that you require of yourself, and then you want to make a little bit of an investment afterwards, right? And do like a little bit extra than what you do, because that is an investment for your mind, really, right? And so you always want to be taking little bits of investments in your mind. It might seem pointless, like, people, why are you doing that? Why are you doing this? Yeah, well, you know, I'm making an investment in myself. I gotta make sure if things really start going my way, that I'm ready for it. Look at that pole, guys. I'm getting way better at moving this clay around too, guys. I feel pretty happy about that. I feel like soft clay is like training me to understand the mechanics instead of like harder clay. I feel like I have a little bit more, I don't know, leeway with pressure. I can really rip on the clay and it's doing what I want. Right here, I gotta be a little bit more like fluid. I'm sure if you looked at some of my stoneware videos, you'll see like snail going to this side of the pot. Really ripping a lot more on the clay. Here we go, guys. Start flaring that on the top. But I do be ripping on clay when it's like stone. We're pretty aggressive sometimes. Where here, you know, your little movements show up a lot more. And the clay is just so soft, so I think people like it because it's like easy to center. But I'm telling you right now, I think it makes all this stuff really difficult to do. I've seen this one Korean guy, he pulls the clay up in a weird way. But I kind of just want to get really good at throwing my way. So, we'll see. Okay, so here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Emphasize your pulls now. Collapse the top. Collapse the top. There we go, guys. Do be putting in those investments in yourself. I don't know. I think it's very much a luxury for me to be able to have like a dream. I think some people, they can't even find that, right? And so if you're watching this, I hope that if you haven't found a dream yet, if you found a dream, then I hope you're working towards it every day, right? If you haven't found a dream yet, I hope you can try to find one. And sometimes, you know, it's just picking something. Like for me, this ceramics thing, I didn't even want to do this. When I first went to art school, right? I wanted to be an animator, right? I wanted to animate like video games and be a part of that whole system, and that was my dream, right? And then I saw, you know, like what it took, and I just instantly knew that wasn't for me. And I think I was avoiding some of the effort that went into it. So I think if I was to do something like that now, I think I'd actually probably stick to it. But anyway, I was like, that's not for me. I don't think I can do that. So then I stopped doing all that other stuff, and I started... I actually don't know. Maybe like that would work. Well, that actually looks pretty good. Okay, so let's curl that up. Let's curl that up. Let's curl that up. Let's curl that up. Let's curl that out. Let's curl that out. Let's curl that out. There we go. Sorry I'm getting distracted. That was kind of a cool pull. But if you can't find a dream, right, you just gotta find something. For me, it was the ceramics, and because the animation thing didn't work out, I decided that maybe, you know what, I'll become a drawing major, thinking like maybe I can find something, or maybe I could do gallery work, or, you know, I thought I could do it, right? So pulled the trigger on that, and I started going, and then all of a sudden I realized that, well, there was actually one definitive moment. I called my dad, you know, bless his soul, and I was like, you know, what's the I just don't feel good, Dad. You got any advice for me? Or at least that's what I was kind of asking. And then he said, oh yeah, hold on one second. And then sent me Bob Marley's No Woman, No Cry. And let me tell you, that made me laugh so hard. I was like, here, let's get this over here. I just like couldn't believe that was his solution to me having a hard time with like finding purpose in my work and just feeling kind of miserable. And I was like, well, you know what? This is the last piece I'm gonna do. And it was funny because it was a drawing of me and him. right? And, you know, I think in that moment I realized I can't do this all day, every day, for the rest of my life. I think I'd be miserable. And I was like, well, I'm going to just take an experimental class. And so I took this experimental class, and I said, well, I'm going to try some stuff out. And I really actually liked metals more, or glass blowing I liked. I didn't even like the ceramics part of the whole class. I thought it was the worst part. But when I got on the wheel for the first time, I realized that I could just do it all day. There wasn't a time I wouldn't get tired. Well, I'd get tired, but my body would get tired, but my brain always felt like it was doing something, right? And I think when I found that out, I was like, well, I'm running out of time here at school. This has got to be it. I can't, even though, it's good enough, right? Let's just do it, and then maybe it'll guide me somewhere. And that led me down a path that led me to a goal of something I wanted, right? At first, I was making like a lot of like dragons and facial features on my mugs and stuff because my forms kind of sucked, right? And then all of a sudden, I was like, damn, like maybe I just need to start throwing a lot more so I can get good forms instead of trying to cover up my forms with surface, right? Something on the surface. And I feel like that's why I'm like such a big guy on the way that form looks. I think that might be one of the impetus of that kind of thought I have on work. Like I'm very form driven. But I was like, well, I gotta practice all this. And I practiced it. And I made like, a bunch of cups. I was doing all these cups for people. I did like a little Santa Christmas tree critique where I had people wrapped like mugs for individuals, and I gave them all to them in a Christmas style, and we all opened it and we played Christmas music, and it's actually kind of a very beautiful video, and it was a good experience. I really enjoyed it. And so I was like, well, what better way to get better at something than would be to donate like a ton of things. And so then I just popped off and I made like 800 mugs, with handles. You'll see that in my intro video. If you look, all the mugs on the floor. And in exchange for one of the mugs, all I asked was a 1-minute audio recording of your coolest memory, right? And so all of a sudden I have all these memories, and it was just a pretty amazing experience. But I got really good at throwing a cup, right? Or just practicing cylinders at that size, right? And so it was just a really good moment for practice, and then that led me to new ideas. And I guess the point of the story, I don't have to go through my whole art practice here with you guys now, but the point of the story is that sometimes you just need to find the thing that you can just do all day, and then do it all day until it leads you places. And that's kind of my perspective on the, like, how maybe a young guy who's lost, or if you don't have dreams, maybe navigate it like how I did, right? If you have a dream, you are a lucky individual. I'm telling you. It's, it might be a curse because you might feel like you always have to do it, but you have something a lot of people don't ever find is value. And if you get that value, I'm telling you, you can experience anything in your life, right? I feel like you'd be prepared for it if you had value in a majority of what you did during your life, right? I think where real terror comes from is like knowing that you haven't reached your potential yet, right? Or maybe that you didn't reach your potential, or maybe you missed out, or you have regrets on like the way you conducted your life. Maybe you would like to have seen what you would have done if you did this or that, right? I just say like maybe like God or some higher being, they had a little list on all the things that was planned out to be and achieve. And the last thing I want is for like this being, after I believe that one day you'll get judged, this being to read a list of all that things of what I was supposed to be, and I'm not there, right? Or what I think I want is, I want this being to go and they go to judge me, and they're reading off the things I was supposed to be, and then I did above that, right? And they're like, whoa, like, yo dude, what the heck are you doing here? And so if you talk about if humans are a simulation, I think we're a simulation. The fact that some being in the world, or some energy or entity, is trying to like solve something, and they're using us and our thoughts and our mentality as the test, right? It's like, when are these humans gonna figure this way of thinking out, or figure this thing out, right? And so I think it's part of our job is to push humanity, our understanding of humanity and whatever that is, to its uppermost limit, because maybe we'll end up solving something for somebody one day, right? I mean, maybe we're not the people to do it, to solve it, right? This grand universal theory or whatever that we're the simulation for, but maybe we'll be the person who inspires the person who solves it, right? And so, oh, my music just ended. That's kind of sudden, but I hope that makes sense. I hope that doesn't offend anybody either, but I think it's important to think about those things. So, I mean, if you have dreams, and if your dreams involve video making, just start with making a video every day. That's how I started here, right? Thank you for the deep talks there, guys. Opening up this bottom. There we go. The inside of this one actually looks really nice. If you saw the inside of this, guys. Here I am. Pulling that. Nice. What are we doing here? I think we're going to do cuts, but we're going to try to get really long, skinny cuts. So here we are. Oh, I guess we're going to do 3. Dang, I cut that one right off that side there. That's really disappointing. This one does look really nice too. Oh, there's no harm in having that just be shorter though. That's definitely gonna break off. But maybe that'll be a good thing. Maybe it'll just freeze, or maybe it'll break off in a really interesting way. I'm talking about this little... Never mind. Alright, I'll get this up off there. Okay, well, we tried. To no avail, we failed. That's okay. Just set that right over there like that. Maybe we want one little bend in, just like that. Get something a little bit floral happening on that base. Going to the bottom here. Taking that out. Sweet. Alright guys. That's the pots for today. Let's get ready for the image here. Guys, I'm so tired. I feel like I just want to sleep, but we still got stuff we got to do. We ain't stopping yet. I feel like that looks okay like that. Need one more bat. So here's this. I think we like the way that tree looks. We're gonna have the first one we did. I think this bottom section here will look nice. How's that looking on the screen? Oh my gosh, guys, this image looks beautiful. Maybe I should just start doing 2 trees a day. That's actually, I can't do that, but it'd be a sin, sacrilege against my whole idea here. Oh, no way did it just die like that. That's like so annoying. And on here, alright, I think this will work. Alright guys. Oh, yeah, I can't have my hand that high. Alright, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for sticking through to the end. If you close off at the black screen, I totally understand. That was kind of obnoxious of me. But anyway, thank you guys so much. All the best. Strong mentality. Find your dreams, guys. One over there. And one fist over here.